Growing up in Wyckoff, we all knew Ramapo is what we bled.
We always used to go to the football games and throw the ball around up top. We'd look at the field and the guys looked like giants, and I thought it was hard to believe that that could be us one day, like playing on that field with Gibbs as our head coach and wearing the green and white uniforms.
At the time, we were only freshmen, so 2015 year, we looked up to them the whole season.
These big-time dudes, and we knew how good they were.
And I thought since then, wow, this is something special that we could be them someday.
We all grew up together and came together at Ramapo to become a really close-knit group. I'd say that every guy's my brother on the team.
Losing Riverdale the past 2 years was tough. Really gave us something to look forward to that we knew we were gonna have to go beat them.
Our message coming into the season was win the bowl game.
We wanted to be 13-0 from the beginning.
We thought the state championship game wasn't enough.
We had a tough camp, hot summer, so definitely a lot of expectations. Kind of our revenge tour.
We had a lot of leaders rising. Our senior class was really, they were top in the state, in my opinion.
Seniors like AJ Wingfield, Mike Connor, and Max Baker all led us throughout our workouts in the summer and the off season, and we also had a lot of lifts too, getting us ready to just get our minds right.
Any of the seniors that started this year or even didn't start, they all were leaders, and in the off season they all brought us together as a team.
So going into this season, we knew we returned a number of starters from the 2017 team, so I think the expectations were very, very high. On offense, we returned our starting quarterback, and we had tremendously high expectations for him. A veteran receiving core and a very good offensive line, so we expected to be good on offense. Defensively, all four linebackers were returning starters, so it was the expectations were high. I think we expected this whole senior class to step up and come together, and one of the things they did as a great job of a senior class was to bring the whole group together, and I think that's what made the difference. Is it wasn't just those seniors who were out there on the field, but it was an entire team effort.
Coming into Ramapo as a senior, moving from a place that I haven't moved from for 14 years, was very scary, and it was very nerve-wracking for me because I didn't know anybody, and all these kids have grown up with each other. But first day I came in, we were lifting and we were maxing out, and I got to know a bunch of the guys just through coming through the weight room, and they're all open to me and kind to me. Just having simple conversations, just making me feel at home.
On July 14th, we participated in the Bergen Shootout 7-on-7. Our record was 5-1, and we lost by 2 in the finals to DePaul Catholic.
Minicamp opened up at July 16th at 9 a.m.
Coming into practice this year, I knew we had something special. We were returning almost our entire team, which we lost the state championship the year before to Riverdale, and I knew we wouldn't let that happen again. So we had a fuel in us. We were hungry. We wanted it bad.
100 degrees out in August. I'll never forget the day, the amount of sophomores that are saying I can't do this, and in my head I might be saying the same thing, but I'm just trying to be out there and tell them you get through it. It's all worth it in the end.
This group is hungry. It would be hard for us to find a better team of actual homegrown talent. #ASWAN. #do what we do.
Our first scrimmage was on August 15th versus Wayne Valley.
We had a scrimmage down at Rutgers 3 days later against St. Augustine.
Trip to Rutgers, check. Dominating the scrimmage, check. 28 of 30 pizzas devoured, check. #ASWAN. #homegrown. #do what we do.
We won that one along with beating Seton Hall Prep, our first team guys putting up 30 points in the first half.
We were ready for the real ones to start. Worked hard every day in training camp, check. Dominate 2 Group 4 parochials and scrimmages, check. Win the first game, it's officially game week. Time to get excited.
We opened the season at Sparta on Saturday, September 1st.
That week was pretty tough. Another hot week early. A lot of expectations. We expected to run up the score early.
We started the season with a bang, scoring in the first quarter against Sparta with a 13-yard run from Luke Regatta.
Noah Baker followed up with a 23-yard pass from AJ Wingfield.
So it was a run-pass option. The safety was in a bad position to make a play, so I ran up the field. AJ threw me a beautiful dime, and I caught it. And just remember thinking, like, wow, like, touchdown already this early in the season. 3 yards into the end zone. I wasn't expecting it, but a kid tackled me from behind, and I went down. I remember I tried to get up, and Ty was like, come, like, celebrate, you're fine. But I was really limping. I couldn't put any pressure on it, and then when I looked down, I knew something was wrong right away.
The play that Noah got hurt on didn't really seem too drastic at first until the ambulance came out, and then we were all like, oh, okay, this is pretty serious. And Coach kept us calm, kept us, helped us keep our composure. And they took him off the field. We just kept playing. And then Shane got hurt on the same exact kind of play, the same exact kind of route, which is just bad luck on both of their parts. But I mean, both of it was definitely a toll that, was a negative toll on the team for that game.
It was honestly, it was very tough for our whole team, especially me. I even cried like during the time because he was a huge part of our team senior year, and he wasn't gonna be able to play at all. And I thought it was gonna hurt our team, but we came together.
We went into halftime strong after another 53-yard pass to Luperco. We led 21-6.
The 2 injuries in the Sparta game were heartbreaking, and I think they had a big effect on us during that game. As we know, we jumped out to the early lead, and we took a 10-15 minute break, and with Noah being down, as much as I think the guys tried to rally, I think it had an emotional effect on us.
In the second half, we didn't come out as strong as we did in the first half. We let Sparta get back into the game.
Up 21-12, now in the fourth quarter, Sparta scored on an 11-yard run to cut it to a one-score game, but we held on.
1-0.
On the bus ride home, everyone was really tense because we heard that Noah was in the hospital and that the injury was serious, and we just got the news that it was broken and that the only way that they were going to be able to fix it was surgery. So a lot of us were heartbroken, and I remember sitting with Max, and me and Max both cried a little in the back of the bus because we talked about it, and it was probably going to be the last time that we took the field with him. And obviously it meant more to Max because he was his twin, but it meant a lot to everyone else because as him being on our team, he was one of our brothers.
And obviously Noah's injury hurt us a lot. Seeing him down in the ambulance on the field was brutal for us, but as we did the best we could to rally around him, and then Shane going down again, so we had to have a guy step up, and he did. We got through it, and I think that kind of shows how special our team was, how we all just kind of rallied around each other.
On Friday, we opened up at home. We faced Bergenfield, kicking off the game with a 20-yard run from AJ.
Finishing off the first, Luke came in hot with a 49-yard pass from AJ. He scored 5 times in that quarter.
We took it home with a flawless 49-0 game.
2-0.
Raiders win 49-0. All the points coming in the first half. Thank you to everyone that came out and made the atmosphere incredible. At Let's Go Post showed out.
Northern Highlands was up next, standing their ground. They led in the second quarter.
We answered. AJ hit Zay for 36 yards.
Then a pass to Ty. He ran 29 yards to give us a strong lead.
We secured the win, 28-9.
3-0.
Then we hit the tough stretch of our schedule.
Having to play Oltapan, Riverdale, and Wayne Hills over the next 4 weeks.
Kind of went in with the mindset that we haven't beat them on the varsity level as a team, and we just needed to do it. And we were playing in their house.
We knew since we hadn't beat Old Japan, we had nothing to lose. We were just going to play our best game. They were going to play their best game.
Max kicked off the game with another 48-yard pass from AJ.
In the second quarter, after Max scored his second touchdown, AJ found Ty on the sideline of the end zone for another touchdown. Ty was slow to get up.
So diving for the touchdown. I just went into shock. Couldn't feel my arm, couldn't feel my back. I thought it was broken. I didn't even know what to think. I was on the verge of just fainting.
Ty Jayton would miss the rest of the game with a dislocated shoulder.
A.J. Wingfield's 7-yard run helped us secure the lead to win 35-7.
4-0.
It was also Coach Gibbs' 145th win, passing Mike Mielo on the wins list.
It was a big win for us, but we couldn't slow down. Riverdale was coming to our house next Friday.
It was a revenge game. They beat us last year in state championship. It was in front of our home crowd. We just wanted to show everybody what we got.
Coming off a loss last year, we were all fired up and ready to go. We knew what we needed to do this year. Early on, it was all Riverdale.
Well, I went down and fell awkwardly on my shoulder, and it popped out, and I just kind of had to play through it. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, it definitely bothered me a little bit.
They got a pair of turnovers and took the 14-6 lead into halftime.
Halftime at Riverdale, first real adversity we'd faced during the year, being down, big game. I think the most important thing for our guys was to just stay together, play with poise, and finish. Play for 4 quarters.
In the third quarter, after we exchanged interceptions, Jack Gillies found Jack Racine for a 4-yard touchdown with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the third quarter.
We were down 28-13.
But with 10:45 left in the fourth, Burgoyne raised 42 yards on the first play of the drive as we cut the lead to 1 score again.
Riverdale drove the length of the field in the fourth. Fletcher capped the 9-play, 70-yard drive, taking the 15-point lead.
It was getting late, and we had to take control of the game if we were going to win.
AJ rolled out to find Max for an 11-yard strike with just over 5 minutes left.
Next drive, AJ passed it to Sarge in the flank for a 7-yard touchdown to pull us within 2.
On the 2-point conversion, A.J. Wingfield threw it up, and Isaiah Savick came down with it.
We went to overtime.
We got the ball first in overtime. A.J. Wingfield hit Isaiah Savick over the middle of the field for the 25-yard touchdown.
Then it was time for our defense to hold them, but they got the ball down to the 1-yard line.
And it was 4th down. The play call on defense was blazed. That's our goal line defense.
We thought that the running back was going to take the ball right up the middle because that's what they try to do all game. They just try and pound the ground with their running back, Dave Fletcher. So we were expecting him to just go straight up the middle or just a nice little sweep outside. So the focus was really on him, and we just left the receivers to our corners and safeties to worry about.
They tried to run the ball up the middle, but we stuffed it. We won 42-35.
That was a statement. Overtime win. Down 15, 5-6 minutes left. They gave up. That was the bottom line. We came back, kept our heads up. We knew we had to be tough. We had to finish the entire game. We didn't let up whatsoever. And at the end of the day, we came out winning because that was our last chance since the state championship game we lost to come out strong and showing who we are and we're back.
5-0.
We played Teaneck on October 5th.
Even with our starters resting for injury, we took the lead from the very start. Max Baker caught a 45-yard pass from Chris Valvano, and we headed into the second quarter fired up.
Chris Valvano threw 3 more touchdowns in the second quarter.
We won 35-6.
6-0.
Our next game was on the road at Wayne Hills. It was a showdown of the 2 best public schools in New Jersey.
It's the rivalry, and I think the game from junior year where we blew the 21-0 lead just hyped this one up even more, and they had all the guys committing to colleges and all that, just gave us more of an edge.
One more day, hashtag homegrown, hashtag as one, hashtag do what we do.
I mean, Wayne Hills, that's one of the longest walks ever for a pregame, so, you know, it's a huge game. Wayne Hills Ramapo is the biggest rivalry in the state, I think. So that long walk really gets us both pumped, but it also, it's inevitable that we're going to be nervous at the same time. So all those pregame jitters are tough to get through, but once the game starts, all that goes away, and it's just time to go.
Wayne Hills got on the board first. Jaron Hayek ran it in.
We answered on the next drive. AJ found Ty for the 9-yard touchdown.
Wayne Hills scored on a Michael Joyce run to take the lead back.
We answered again the same way, AJ Wingfield to Ty Jayton. We tied it up and weren't going to trail again.
Wayne Hills was driving again, but L. Rob picked off Tom Sharkey. Very next play, AJ connected with Max for a 35-yard touchdown.
We took the 21-14 lead into halftime.
We scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal to lead big.
With 6:21 left, they scored a touchdown and converted a 2-point conversion to cut the lead to 16.
Wayne Hills had the ball on the 1, but our defense came up big with 4 big stops. Anthony Sargenti swatting the ball down on 4th down in the end zone.
We won 38-22.
7-0. Waking up is the best public school in New Jersey on a Saturday morning.
The next Friday, we had our last road game at Pascack Valley.
Already up, Max scored his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Jake Tyrone got the pick 6, returning it 85 yards to the house.
We won 35-20.
8-0.
We had our senior night game on October 26th against Randolph, and they were also 8-0 coming in.
But that didn't mean much to us. AJ Wingfield scored on the short run at the goal line.
Later in the first, Luke took the handoff 36 yards.
In the second half, already up big, Max picked it off and returned it for the touchdown.
We won big 42-0 to end the season undefeated.
9-0.
It showed us that we could finish our entire season undefeated. We played a really tough schedule: Wayne Hills, Riverdale, Sparta, Randolph, who was undefeated. So getting through that portion of our schedule undefeated really showed us that we could really do what no other team in New Jersey has ever done.
You know, it wasn't a goal to finish the regular season undefeated, but it felt great doing it, even though we knew we had more to come.
First season's done, new season's begun. #hunting season, #playoff season, #ring season.
Going into the Randolph game, so it was in practice, I planted my foot and I felt a little pain in my foot. I thought it wasn't anything big, and I went to the trainer, and each practice I did, it got worse and worse. And then we finally played a game, and I barely could walk after it. So for the final stretch of the playoffs, Coach and I decided that I was going to sit out the whole week of practice and play in the game. And they trusted me, and I trusted them.
We were the number 1 seed in Group 3 North 1 section. Undefeated Paramus was number 2, and Riverdale was the number 3 seed.
Our first round game was against Demorest.
I promise you that. Everybody do your job. That's one.
They scored first on a 14-yard run by Ben Marinacchio.
That was one more score than we wanted to give up. We scored an unanswered 31 points.
We advanced, winning 31-7. 10-0.
We had Sparta next. We were both different teams from the season opener.
With heavy rains on Friday, the game got moved to Saturday.
Driving in the first, AJ Wingfield got hit hard, coming out to get checked on.
CV came in to connect with Ty to move the team down the field.
AJ Wingfield would come back in. Luke Ragone ran it in from 13 yards out to get on the board.
It was tied 14-14 at halftime.
AJ Wingfield started the second half, running it in for a touchdown.
They replied with a 41-yard pass for the touchdown. Tied again.
Up 7 in the fourth, Zay came down with a 27-yard touchdown to put us up 2 scores.
We continued to exchange touchdowns until we won 42-34.
11-0.
Ramapo football ending a great night at Sakura Restaurant.
Riverdale upset Paramus in the rain the night before. They were coming to our house for the sectional final.
The last 2 seasons, we won the regular season matchup, but lost to them in the state tournament when it mattered.
The talk around that game was definitely a big one. You know, everyone's talking about how you can't beat DJ Memphis twice in one season.
On Thursday, the forecast was showing heavy snow, and our practice got moved up early.
The snow hit hard. We got 6 inches of snow. School got closed Friday, and the game got postponed.
The snow was, the field was covered in snow. I thought there was no way we were going to be able to play a game. And then I got a text from a bunch of kids on our team that we were going to get everyone together and shovel the snow.
Saturday morning, we all got together and knew this game had to happen, so we all drove to the field and brought our shovels and cleaned all the snow off and knew the game would be ready for Sunday.
We must have had at least 100 people there, and it just showed that the community was around us. They supported us, and it was really awesome to see everyone coming together and shoveling it.
Yeah, the field was kind of cool looking down on it, seeing all the snow and seeing the community all rally together, and it really showed us how much kind of we meant to the community.
Hey, there ain't a whole lot left to be said, fellas, right? The talking's over, the preparation's over, now it's a chance to go out there and do it, all right? Back in July, we all sat in the bleachers one hot July morning, right? Getting ready for minicamp. We talked about the opportunities that come with wearing that R on the side of your helmet. Well, here it is. You guys have done everything we've asked to get to this point. Everything you've had to do. Now it's payday. Now you go out there on that field, and for the next 48 minutes, you cash it in. All the hard work, all the sacrifice, everything you've done leads up to this moment, which is about to go out and win a state championship. Let's go. Has 1 on 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. That's one. Let's go.
Walking down on that game day, seeing the snow still around the field a little bit, it was awesome.
Start of the game, the first thing I saw, I remember me and Ty looked at each other. There was just a line of people waiting to get in, and I looked and I was like, holy cow, like it's gonna be the biggest game of our lives.
It was incredible, just probably the most amount of fans I've ever played in front of in my entire career at Ramapo, besides in the state championship game. It was incredible. I mean, everyone wanted to be there. The amount of effort people put in just to get there, especially with the snowstorm, it was spectacular. We had so many people behind us supporting us that game, so much preparation, we knew it was going to be a special one.
Has elected to receive.
In the first, Aiden hit a 25-yard field goal to get us on the board.
Luke had a 4-yard run and we took a 10-0 lead into halftime.
The fact that we were even up, we were really thrilled to start with, because the first game we were down big at halftime, and we were able to come back in that one. So, us being up over the course of the year, we were a second half team mostly. So, we knew that going into halftime with a lead, that was really big for us.
Don't let your foot off the gas. Keep going. Don't stop. They ended our season last year. Let's end theirs this year. Keep it moving.
Riverdale got the ball first, and we went 3 and out. We drove down the field in 7 plays, and AJ Wingfield took it up the middle for a TD.
A few minutes later, AJ did it again. We're up 24-0.
AJ scored a third time. Riverdale had no answer for him.
They scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left, but it didn't matter.
Buckle up. We're going. Put your helmet on. You ever been in a pile? Hey, we're gonna shake hands. The ball game.
We are state champs.
Hey, fellas, all I can say right now is how much I love you guys, how proud I am of you. Let's break it down. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I was luckily a part of the Gatorade bath with Coach Gibbs. Me and Tommy got to throw that on him, but it was just disbelief. The fact that we won all those games, and then we were able to beating on the team that beat us up in MetLife.
After that game, it was definitely crazy. After the handshakes and everything, we all had had our hands on each other, we were jumping up and down. And then having the fans come over and celebrate with us, it was crazy. It was definitely a huge moment in our history, going 12-0 again, being the second team to only do it in Ramapo, and we're definitely excited.
It meant a lot for us, especially because we couldn't get it done as juniors or sophomores. And it was just something that the team really wanted. It was a huge goal for us, and anything short of winning the sectional final would have been a disappointment to us. And it was even better that it was Riverdale because they had gotten us 2 years before.
The story with the pineapple, that's a good one. So it was, I forgot what season it was exactly, but it was during when Coach Guts was still playing at Ramapo. And one day, Pineapple showed up on the sideline, on Ramapo sideline, and they won that game. And then after the next game, they didn't win it. So now every state sectional game, we have to have a pineapple. Whenever it's a big game, we always bring a pineapple with us it's our good luck, essentially.
The pineapple actually has a really interesting story behind it because no one really knows the true story or where it came from. It kind of just showed up in the locker room before a state championship years ago, and since then it's been there ever since. Every state championship game, it's in the locker room and it gets brought to the MetLife with us.
Saturday at 10 a.m., the Ramapo Raiders will play Summit in MetLife Stadium to win the North Group 3 championship after beating Riverdale 31-7 in the sectional final. #homegrown, #as1, #do what we do. 12-0.
Any other year, our season would have ended after the win in the state sectional game. But this year, we had one more game, the Group 3 North Bowl against Summit.
Well, in the beginning of the season, we had a talk with Coach Gibbs on whether we would want rings after the sectional state championship or after the bowl game, and every one of those seniors unanimously agreed that we wanted them after the bowl game, because what's the point in going and winning a state sectional if you're going to lose in the bowl game? So it was kind of an extra game that we had to win to prove ourselves, to get the actual ring, and to really be champions.
Our game was scheduled for Saturday, 10 a.m. at MetLife Stadium.
Thank you, Ramapo Cheerleading. One last pregame poster for the seniors, and as always, they're incredible. #as1, #homegrown, #do what we do.
Thanksgiving is for football and family. Spending Thanksgiving morning with our football family.
It was great getting experience going to MetLife the year before, so I think by the time this year we went, we weren't as fascinated by it as we were the year before. We were just kind of ready to go. Again, losing that game would have meant our season wouldn't have been, we wouldn't be as satisfied with it, so we went in with one goal, now it's to win the game.
The bowl game at MetLife, was the ultimate goal set back in the spring, and it was a great opportunity to prove ourselves against someone that we haven't played against in recent history. And anytime you get to go down to an NFL stadium, that's an awesome experience for our players. I think the year before we got down there and had a lot of young players on the field. The year before it might have been a little in awe of the big stadium, but this year, the opportunity to go back, it was a special game. But I don't think we were awed by the stadium.
Hey, bring it up right here, kids. Let's go. Ready to go. Hey, for 12 weeks, we've gotten it done. For 12 weeks, we did it right. You played hard, you played together, you did everything you needed to do to be perfect to this point. Now you just got to go out there and finish it off, all right? Now we go out there and finish it off. Great emotion, great intensity, great enthusiasm, hitting people for 4 quarters. Let's go be perfect. Let's go. As 1 on 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. As 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
We got the ball first and marched down the field 81 yards in 13 plays.
AJ Wingfield found Ty Jayton for the 4-yard touchdown pass.
After an interception by Max, we tried going for it on 4th down. We didn't get it, and Zay got hurt.
Summit would score and convert on a 2-point conversion right before the end of the first quarter.
Early in the second quarter, AJ rolled out and found his brother Matt, 41-yard touchdown to take the 13-8 lead.
There's really no words to describe it. I wasn't an offensive player all year, and I had to step in the MetLife game after Isaiah got hurt.
Yeah, that was awesome. It's kind of picture perfect. Rolled out and just kind of threw it up, and all of a sudden I look up, I hear the crowd and Matt running in the end zone, and that was again one of those moments you're not going to forget, and I'm really happy that happened.
It's my parents say that it's their favorite moment of our sports career, and I have to agree with them. For me to catch my only pass in my football career as a touchdown in the biggest game, it's really amazing.
After Bassa got a pick, AJ found Max for the touchdown.
Summit answered back, but they left too much time on the clock for us.
We marched down the field quick, going 68 yards in 7 plays.
Max caught another touchdown pass, taking the 28-16 lead into halftime.
We picked up right where we left off when we came back out on the field. Luke Ragone and Anthony Sargenti carried the ball 11 times, driving us down the field. Luke Ragone capped the drive off.
AJ and Max had one more touchdown in them. The 6-yard touchdown pass that gave us the 42-16 lead.
We won 42-22, winning the first ever Group 3 North Bowl game.
And going undefeated, 13-0.
You good? I didn't even know what was going on, but I just started crying because being there last year and having lost and felt the pain of that and worked as hard as I could in the offseason to try and get back there and making it there and going 13-0 was just amazing, and I couldn't hold in my emotions. I hugged every single person on my team. I jumped up into the stands to celebrate with the fans because they were with us the whole way. So it was just amazing.
I was immediately overcome with joy, and I just started sprinting, losing my mind with all my friends, and it was just a great atmosphere and a great time with everyone, and it's something I will never forget for the rest of my life.
At the end of the game, I was extremely emotional, both good and bad, tears of joy and sadness. Of course, like we did it 13-0, getting the ring, but also it was tough not being out there with them playing at MetLife. I went around hugging everyone, and it was a great day. Sad, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
I just started running around like crazy, trying to find people to hug and jump around, and just looking around, seeing my teammates crying, just kind of showed how important this season was for all of us, and there wasn't a better way to end it for us.
So honestly, it was one of the best feelings of my entire life. Felt like we all worked so hard for 6 straight months. We all worked together, and it was just an incredible feeling.
I mean, it didn't really hit too hard at first, but I mean, once we got to the barbecue and realizing we were the first 13-0 team in state history, and we had finally done what we had been dreaming to do since freshman year, I mean, it was emotional, exciting, it was everything that we could have dreamed of.
Yeah, we took a bus down to the barbecue, and all the students were there, the fans, the parents. It was just a great atmosphere. Everyone having fun, eating, dancing, taking pictures. It was really amazing.
Our school is very close and competitive, and everyone supports everyone. All the teams support each other, So winning the bowl game and the state championship and going undefeated, everyone I think came closer from it, and we all celebrated together. It was just a great week after, 2 weeks after, and I mean we're still celebrating today.
We knew going into the season that it was possible. There were some doubts, with our tough schedule and everything, but the fact that we did it shows how much of a family this team really was, overcoming adversity the whole season. That first Riverdale game really showing how much this team persevered and how determined we were to finish the season undefeated. So 13-0, that's the first time it's been done in New Jersey history, so I think that says a lot.
One of the things that made them special, and it's kind of a trait that runs through all those championship teams that we've had, is how close they were and how they brought everybody together. And it wasn't about me, it was about we. And it was a real team effort, from our star seniors who didn't really care who got the credit, to our underclassmen who sacrificed every day in practice to prepare the varsity guys for getting out on the field. Top to bottom, it was a team effort. And I think that's the message, or certainly I hope that's the message these guys learned from this year is, when you want to accomplish something great, you got to put your own ego aside and be willing to sacrifice for the good of all. And this group did that as well as any.
Statement made.